How you living, loving, laughing, and breathing? Well, you know it's Thursday, so that means that you're watching another edition of Sports Central, the show that guarantees you your weekly fix of sports action.
Absolutely. So hey, do this. Call your neighbor, call your bae, call your friends, call everybody. Tell them come in front of that TV and of course sit back and relax as we give you some riveting sporting action. We're your hosts, Mike Mondo.
And I'm Wanjira Longhour. You better kick those feet up and sit back, because we got a great show in store for you.
Coming up on today's episode.
Get this, we got to chill with the Telecom Orange ladies hockey team as they close in on the season's title.
We also get to hang out with Farah Esmail, the 2016 Miss Kenya, get to learn more about bodybuilding and what it takes to excel in a male-dominated sport.
What I'm really excited about is the fact that we got to take a stroll down memory lane with none other than Maina Muniafu, aka Mad Max, as he let us know about the early days of Kenyan rugby.
But first, let's take a look at the SportPesa Premier League, the good, the not so good, and the ugly. Tusker FC was crowned winners of the 2016 SportPesa Premier League on Sunday afternoon at Afra Stadium in Nakuru after handing AFC Leopards a 1-0 defeat. The victory, courtesy of a Shafiq Batumbuze goal, sees the Brewers at 58 points with an unassailable lead at the top of the table from 15 times champions Gor Mahia, who are at 54 points with the final round of matches remaining. Melta Kaberia are the SportPesa Super 8 Champions League bronze medalists after coming back from a goal behind at half-time to get a convincing 3-1 win against Shauri Moyo Blue Stars. Focus now turns to the weekend's titanic clash as Jericho All-Stars from the east take on Technical University of Kenya from the west in the SportPesa Super 8 Champions League Grand Finale. As always, feel free to let us know which team you think will bag the inaugural title. Remember to use the hashtags SportsCentral_KE and hashtag Wakilisha Mtaa Yako. The Flying Finn Tapio Lokkanen sealed the KNRC title after finishing fourth in Kajiado behind the winner Rajbir Rai, Manvir Baryan and Jasprit Chate.
Champion up the new National Rally Champion right here on Kenyan soil. Taking a whip that was won last year by Jasprit Chate. And now we have a new national champion, Mother Kenya. It's called the Flying Finn.
Now look, we both know that it is impossible to mention ladies hockey in this country without mentioning Telecom Orange. I mean, these women have reigned supreme season in, season out.
And with the league nearing completion, we join in on a training session and find out what effort is required to maintain performance at that level.
Name is Joseph Penda, head coach Telecom Orange team. Winners of Africa Club Champs, and we are planning to do it one more time, and that will be the fifth time that we'll be retaining the trophy. And as you can see on the back side here, we have Orange that is doing their training. Actually, we started our preparation for the club championship, which will be held from the 7th to the 15th of January. So basically we're on track, and we want to see how it goes.
Now we have young players who are supposed to take the team to the next level.
My best moments with the team is quite a lot. When you look back, especially at the club championship, especially when we started winning it after we'd lost it to Ghana, we went to play in Ghana. Those have been the highlights. In fact, winning it 4 times in a row have been quite major. Each and every time we go for the club championship, it's like we are starting all over again, and the zeal is there. Like anytime we get there, we believe that we must take it again, and we've done it 4 times in a row, and we are hoping that we'll do it again 4 times in a row.
This season has been so far successful because we have won all our games and drawn only one. So it's a successful season. We believe we only have one more match and we are top of the league.
We've also managed to win the league a couple of times, and which has become monotonous now. 19 times, I think, is a bit too much. I'm not bragging, but basically that's what the team has done. And we are looking forward to still winning the league again until we get to a position that is going to topple us off that. Then, quite unfortunate, if they don't topple us, then we'll still be there to win the league.
What motivates us is discipline.
Discipline in the team is quite high. I'll tell you that this is, out of the teams that I've watched play hockey, I think I rate them number one.
Each and every player in this team is disciplined, and that gives us a higher standard than other teams in the league, other teams in Kenya. We are disciplined, we have goals, we plan ourselves well, and more so, also we have an able technical bench.
Another thing also that plays a major role in the team is the sponsorship that we get from Telecom itself. Telecom does a big thing for these girls. Actually, you see, even if you watch our training, the way they're training, it's like nobody is afraid of getting injured. They know if they get an injury, there's insurance that they have that is going to take care of that. So basically, they're all out to play hockey. Another thing also, Telecom pays them allowances anytime they train and they play games. So all this just makes us just invisible in the game of hockey.
They're always there for us whenever we need them. We always travel, when we travel for international matches, they're always there with us.
1, 2, 3, today! Changes in Orange!
That's some great hockey by the ladies right there.
I can absolutely agree with you. You know what? They're playing across borders is nothing short of pure slayage. Now, Sports Central does need to take a quick break, but when we come back, you're going to find out about how to build muscle and look stunning while you do it. So if you're trying to find out about all of this, it's not really us, but you know what I mean. Well, stay tuned. Welcome back. Just in case you're only tuning in now, and shame on you, you're watching Sports Central, the show that guarantees you your weekly fix of sports action.
And for a long time, bodybuilding has been considered a male sport. However, as we have come to find out, there are several facets in the sport cutting across gender that encourage ladies to not only keep fit, but also look good while they're at it.
Well, the thing that I love about bodybuilding is everybody's got to look good, right? I even used to know a bodybuilder back in New York. Woof, she was onto something. Super cut up too. Well, speaking of super cut up and stunning, I'm excited to hear about Farah Esmail, 2015 Miss Kenya. Just you watch.
My name's Farah. I'm actually a lawyer by profession. Was very interested in athletics all of my life. Bodybuilding was something I went to a competition in the US, and when I went there in Miami and I saw these women on stage, I was in absolute awe. And so I thought I'd like to try this one day. So I actually, in 2014 was when I actually started seriously bodybuilding. Women in bodybuilding has been something that is a novelty. Traditionally, bodybuilding for women, the categories were the actual bodybuilding stage where it's a lot of muscle, similar to the men. But there's really about 5 categories, and the newest category is the bikini fitness, which is the category I'm in. That was added in about 2010 or 2011 to bring in women who are fit, who work out, but don't want to be like really muscular. And it's really hard for women to gain muscle. So the 5 categories are, if you look at a scale, there'll be bikini fitness, which is the lowest muscle. Then there's figure, where you add more muscle. Then you really go into the physique, which is even more muscle. And then after that, you're into what's called kind of a fitness category, where you're kind of a gymnast. You have muscle, but you also have to perform on stage and do some kind of routine. And then there's the traditional bodybuilding, the Miss Olympia, which actually is now not as popular. Bikini fitness class is the most popular category right now internationally. Well, I'm the reigning Miss Kenya. I won Miss Nairobi last year. I won all of the local competitions that I entered in 2015. My international competitions have been participation in the Dubai competition in 2015, and then this year, earlier in the year, I competed in the Arnold in South Africa, and I came 7th in my category. So really, I'm trying to excel at the sport both locally and internationally. So I'm happy. It's a constant progress. I'm never happy. You have to continually improve and get better. The international competition is very stiff, and so you really have to put a lot of work in if you want to compete internationally.
Farah Esmail, and she's still the reigning champion for bikini.
Day job, well, I really have two passions. Law and fitness are my two passions. My day job, I'm a commercial lawyer, corporate commercial lawyer. I work for Orbit Chemicals, which is a toll manufacturing company for multinationals. And my passion, I fit around my day job. So I'll usually go do my cardio in the morning before my day job. Then I'll go to my day job all day, and then I'll finish that, and then I'll come back to the gym to do my weights. So really, my day job really pays for my passion, I guess is what I would say. So there's many elements to becoming a female competitor in the world of bodybuilding, and whether you're doing bikini or figure or physique, the elements are really diet, your nutrition has to be up to par, your fitness, you have to have the right regimen, you have the right supplements after your regular nutrition, and you have to have the right place to work out, both weights and cardio. So it's really a mixed bag of everything. I actually work out here at Racing Sports, which is a great gym. It has a lot of the equipment I need, all the leg machines that I could ever want. In terms of my nutrition, my fitness program, I actually work with a company out of the UK called Showgirl Fitness, who put me on my nutrition program and my actual workout program. And then I work with Zablon Fitness, Zablon, my trainer, here locally, and we put together that program and I implement it here locally. So there's a lot of elements that goes into it. In terms of supplements, I'm a USN ambassador, so I'm sponsored by USN, and I get most of my supplements from them. If you're a regular person wanting to just be healthy and fit, there's a lot of ways to do that. The food here in Kenya is great. You don't have to, it's not as genetically modified as overseas. In terms of working out, there's so many gyms, and this is a great value gym. So you can stay healthy without having to spend a lot of money. Over the last 2 years that I've competed in the sport, I've definitely, as I mentioned, initially from about 3 women or 4 women, there were now like 10 to 15 women on the stage at the last competition. So it's growing. And so for me, it's the growth of the sport locally, also getting out internationally and learning best practices. So as I mentioned, my coaches are in the UK, and so I actually had to go to the UK to get posing practice because there really isn't anyone here to do that. And then I think once we go out, get this experience, we can come back and impart more information on people.
Now, when it comes to Kenya rugby, especially sevens, I think it's safe to say that Kenya has absolutely become a global powerhouse. And even when it comes to the long version of the sport, we kill it.
Absolutely. And Sports Central had that rare one-on-one chance to hang out with one of the pioneers of the sport, Maina Munyafu, better known as Mad Max. He takes us on a journey through it all. Take a look at this for a throwback. Kenya has come a long way to being one of world's rugby powerhouse nations, especially when it comes to the shorter version of the sport.
From Kenya, they're back.
As we celebrate impressive performances in global tournaments, very few is said about the individuals who stepped out to put Kenya on the rugby world map. Sports Central met up with Maina Muniafu, popularly known in his playing days as Mad Max, just to get a glimpse on how far the sport has come.
I lived in Nairobi quite early. My father came over to work here. That is where the influence of rugby came in, because being in the city and rugby was being played there, we got to know about it. I was a versatile player. My favorite position was in the back row at number 7. Growing up in the early days of secondary, I was not as big, so I played hooker. Later on, I grew quite tall, so I played second row. Then I played in the back row, and I've played second center. We grew up in a situation where there was a lot of conflict between whites and blacks. Whites were privileged, and it looked like blacks were not. Kudos to the whites, they had some good structures in place, and this allowed the players of indigenous origin to start coming through those ranks. In 1979, thereabouts, a team came to play the local teams. Miro, which was the black team which has been formed at that time, got an opportunity to play against them. The play was so open, the blacks team only won one scrum, and they scored a try from that, and they won the game. Now that added a lot of credence to the black cry that we must get an opportunity. We are able to do it. We had one of the players at that time, Cliff Mukulu, making a trip to Dubai. He was a financier. As he was there, he found that there's a sevens tournament, and he told the people, can we come and play? And they said, why not? And they gave us an invitation. We went over as Watembezi, and it was pretty good because we won the tournament. And I think that made a big statement for black rugby. It's coaching where I can say that I've really had a chance to express myself. I began coaching at quite an early age. In 1983, I was on teaching practice in Lenana, and I coached the then senior calls. It's in that year that for the first time, what we call the Lenana D reached the finals with the Lenana A. Thereafter, I coached at Jamhuri High School in 1984. At the same time, I was coaching Barclays Bank. I went to teach at Egerton University, and I coached the Egerton University team, but lived in the town of Nakuru and began coaching Nakuru rugby. At around that time also, I got an interaction with the United States International University, USIU, and began coaching their team. In all that, I was also at the national team. There's no better joy than seeing a very young man or woman developing into a very good player in the later stages. I think we are in a unique position in Kenya of having a large pool of talented players. Rugby has grown. Initially, we had 2-3 schools playing: Lenana, RVA, Nairobi School, and Alliance and St. Mary's being on the fringes. We as a group, Demopevu, went around the country and coached a number of schools from Mombasa to Nyeri to Western Kenya to Nyanza. In a way, this served as a seeding point for what we're seeing now, and is still growing. There's a few things that we now need to do to expand that net so that we can get the players who are going to push us to the next level. And this lies on our development program. This lies on our ability to attract financial resources. There's an element of opportunity of making money right now. What I would advise young players is to take advantage of this opportunity. Respect opponents, respect the game, and start developing that professional culture right from the time when you're young.
Mike, did you see that? What a touching story, and look how far we've come.
Absolutely, we've come a long way. I love the fact that we're still doing great things still today, so kudos to those who started it all, man.
Well said. We're definitely still doing great things. Now, before we go anywhere, we gotta show love to our tweebs. So shout out to you, Sam West, who went ahead and said that he's inviting all his people to come and watch the next episode of Sports Central.
And of course, we always enjoy the fact that you're tuning in, so keep doing so. And at Sports Central, we always love a challenge. How about this one for a challenge from Milan Leshan? You're asking us whether or not we know our heroes more importantly, if we know this football legend. What do you say, Once? Do you know him?
Of course I know him. Do you know him? That's the better question. Go ahead and let us know the answer. Are you up for LaShawn's challenge? I certainly hope so. Hashtag SportsCentralKE while you let us know the answer on every platform.
Oh.
Well?
Well played. Well played. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm an athlete, baby. I'm an athlete.
I'm not going to say anything. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, it's always a great thing to, of course, take a look at sports that we don't necessarily follow or emerging sports. But in this case, take a look at this for a wacky sport.
So, what's going on there? What are those crouching tiger, hidden dragon moves I just witnessed?
Oh, man.
That guy flew. Did you see how he flew? And then even the other guy came in and grabbed his legs?
It's just so intense. You know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell's going on? But hey, it would make for a great bonding session. Among men, you know, friends.
So this is how you spend your weekends?
Or at least we can look at it as a way of punishing people if you're ever convicted of a crime.
Now imagine this slowed down and then you put the soundtrack, R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly.
Ooh, now that would be a winner. That would be a winner.
All right, Kamakawa, you gotta go ahead and hit us up on the TL because we love getting your love. Do it. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, well, you know what to do. Seems like that concludes yet another episode of Sports Central. Until next time,
keep it Sports Central.